Social engineering, it takes a range of approaches, but generally it's about manipulating an individual into gaining the trust of the scammer, and that then facilitates the crime itself, which is the transfer of funds. The social engineering tends to go over a long period of time, so it's not something that just happens overnight, and it could be anything from a romance scam where they perceive that, or show that they're an individual who's interested in romance. They'll use fake identities, and they are very good at what they do. Social engineering is all across the board in terms of any type of scam. So if you're looking at your basic Nigerian romance scam, they use high-level social engineering. But that also is the case when it comes to high-level financial fraud, which is the larger syndicates, especially the ones operating throughout Eastern Europe. They are very cunning. There's no boundaries for what they will and won't say, and it's all about just convincing the individual that they can be trusted, and they play along with a certain type of story to be able to make sure that it hits the heartstrings of that specific person.
And I mean, I think there's this misconception that people think they can't be tricked. They know how to look for a fraudulent phishing email. They're on top of it, you know. That they hang up on the robocallers. They don't click on the blue links in the text messages. But talk to me about what is increasingly happening on the ground with scams in Australia.
Well, scams in Australia are generally the cryptocurrency scams. Like I mentioned, there are a few scams such as the Nigerian ones, but they're operating on high numbers, lower losses, where cryptocurrency scams or any type of financial investment scam is being run by the larger syndicates. A lot of those, or the majority of those, are being controlled within Israel, and they then create call centres in other jurisdictions so that they're not doing the dirty work in their own country, but they're absolutely being controlled by Israel in the majority of circumstances.
This is quite frightening. Now, on the ground, this specific story that we've been talking about is around Australian property. Now, from an economic perspective, Australia's property is